carved out. And so the next step, I'm just going to fill in the brow. So I'm just making sure that my eyebrow looks pretty good, and it's continuing with. Now we're just blending that out with the brush as well. So myself, I like to go in, I like to really fix up certain things. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my eyebrows. So you'll see me keep redoing and redoing them over and over and over again. I know it's very annoying. Myself, I know that's annoying because I get annoyed every single time. So I'm just gonna fill it in again just because it looks a little shallow there in that area. There. So, there. And then I will chisel it in with concealer later on. So I'm just gonna go and do the other brow. Good thing about makeup is that you can erase makeup if you do make a mistake. So they aren't really twins yet. However, I'm just combing through that brow, making sure that it's properly lined and properly filled as well. So right now I'm pretty happy with my brows. I am going to take some concealer and just conceal them and make sure that they're looking A1 pretty much. So I'm going to be taking the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It has super coverage. I absolutely adore this concealer. Ever since I bought it, amazing. So I'm just taking this little flat brush that my parents got me for Christmas a couple years ago. I just haven't thrown out those brushes because these brushes are actually pretty good, even though I think that they got them off Amazon. So what I like to point out here, if you did a mistake in your concealing, just kind of go over it after you're kind of done. I like to do it right away. It's just preference. So I like to just take my pinky finger and I like to run it along the lines of that. So I'm going to keep that there. I'm going to bring in my brush to brush out those hairs. And I'm just going to go like this with my middle finger. So as you can see, I have a straight line throughout the brow. Like, it doesn't look droopy, it doesn't look, you know what I mean? So if you did mess up, take a little bit of the pomade back and just lightly touch where you wanted it to be touched. I know it's very hard to accept the fact that you're not perfect at makeup, but I like to make it perfect by doing things to make it perfect. And I like to just brush it up, brush it out. So now my brow is looking pretty thin, so I'm just gonna go back in. I think I concealed it a little bit too high. It's a long process for just the brows, unfortunately, because you're gonna see that I am a literal perfectionist and I need to be perfect. So there, I'm just gonna leave it there. Even though it looks terrible, I'm just gonna add some up here actually. There. That looks a lot better. So now I'm just going to take what's left of the concealer on this brush and I'm just going to go in and make an arch out of that. So there wasn't really an arch when we started, so I'm just gonna... Okay, person going off with fireworks at 2:30 in the afternoon. Then I'm just gonna do the same process as I did for the other eyebrow. I'm just taking it and kind of blending it in with my fingers, kind of not sanitary, kind of, you know. I find when you're using your fingers with your brows, I find it's more of a preciseness rather than kind of like a, oh, that's gross, but I'm really just trying to get that precise, sharp looking brow that I desire. So now that we're done that, I'm just gonna go wet my beauty blender and I'll be right back. So quick LOL that my camera just kind of decided I wasn't filming anymore. So as I explained and mentioned in the little clip right there, I went in with the Benefit Gimme Brow. And then I'm just gonna take that in with the other brow. And I'm just gonna go over what I did. And I'm not gonna put those hairs up right as the first few. So the next step, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty foundation, and I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand and then take my beauty blender in with it. And as you can see, I have a lot of redness. It is rosacea.
So I'm just going to do that. So as you can see, I'm just blending with
a real beauty blender. And I'm really just getting like the corner of my nose as well. So I really make sure that all this foundation covers up the redness. I also apologize if you see any double chin in this. I hate my double chin. I've always been born with it, and it's always showed. So as you can see, my redness is pretty cleared up. And just making sure that I'm blending out along the neck as well. So then I'm just gonna go in on the nose, cover up the nose. So that did my whole kind of right side and my nose. So I'm just gonna take 2 more squirts of it. It's usually what I use unless I'm having a really bad breakout with my redness and my pimples I have here that are so annoying. So I'm just blending out on my chin, and then I'm blending out down here as well. Just making sure everything's blended and everything looks good. So I'm just doing this. Blending out that nose. Kind of dragging it up towards the forehead. Oof. So as you can see, my forehead is being covered with the makeup and it's morphing together with the rest of my face. So I'm just really being careful of my foundation as we are getting close to my brows, and I just don't want to mess up my brows. So just pinching the sponge just so I can get in and around so I don't look like I don't have foundation on in certain areas of my face. I want to make sure that like the skin is just morphing together as one. I haven't found an awesome or better high-end foundation other than this one to cover up my redness. I've used the IT Cosmetics. I hated it. Just didn't work for my face type. I really did not like the... I forget what one I tried. Oh, I look crazy. Okay. I forget which one I tried. Kat Von D, I didn't like that either. I haven't really ever tried any of her products. Just because I had such a bad experience with her liquid eyeliners. I would order one and it came in dry. So I took it back to Sephora and I said, hi, like, you know, it's dry, it's not good. Can I get another one? They gave me another one and it ran out in about 3 days. So, that being said, I haven't bought a single Kat Von D eyeliner since. And I'm not trying to hate on her. However, I just don't like her products. And I don't think I'll ever use them. Maybe in future videos where, you know, I'm trying new products, but so when I'm done my foundation, I do like to go in with my eyebrow brush, and I like to really brush out my eyebrows. And if I did cover up some, I do like to go back in and just take what was left over on my brush. I do like to do that. And I like to just brush it out there. And I'm just gonna go in and just make sure my nose, I know it loves to crease. So that's that. So after that, I do like to go back in with my Born This Way concealer, and I like to just do underneath of the eyes with the triangles everybody does. I like to just conceal everything. I do over the eyebrow, just make sure I got that under control so I don't look like my skin isn't kind of morphed together. And I just kind of do it on any blemishes I have. I love to do it under here on my chin. So I'm going to be contouring my chin as well. So this is just mainly for concealing and brightening up the face. So I'm just going to blend all of this out. And I do bring it on to my eyelid just because it acts as a primer for my eyeshadow. I do have eyeshadow primer. I have the Shadow Insurance from Too Faced, but I don't find it works as well as my concealer. So I'm just going to stick with the concealer for now. So as soon as that's all blended out, I hope this is still filming me, because if it's not, I'm going to be mad. So as you see, I'm just bringing that up on my eyelid as I'm blending. So I do look a little bit ghostly, I will say, but I absolutely adore this concealer. It's heavy duty, it's amazing, and I love it. We're just gonna blend that out. I hate when you get like a hair on your nose when you're doing your foundation. It's the most annoying thing ever.
So just doing that.
Really making sure I'm blending everything out. I usually put that 3-line thing that everybody does on my forehead, but today I'm just going to not do that. So I'm actually going to go in with the Laura Mercier powder, and I'm just going to tap some into the cap. I'm also going to take my beauty blender, and I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to put that under the eyes and kind of bake it more so.
So it looks brightened up when I contour and bronze.
So we're just going to put it down the nose as well, making sure that everything stays in place. Blending that out, And then I'll put, obviously, it all over my face to set everywhere on my face. So as you can see, it's morphing really nicely into my face. So I'm just going to take a little bit more powder. And I'm just going to take this fluffy brush. Fluffy brush. And this one's from the Tarte collection. So I'm just going to take just a little bit more onto the forehead, as you've seen in the last clip. So unfortunately my camera keeps being rude, perhaps you could say, and it keeps ending out. So as you can see, my foundation is completely blended.
Everything looks amazing.
And now on with the eyes. So again, I'm just gonna brush out. You will see me doing this very often. Just brushing out my brows and touching up. Because sometimes you do kind of go overboard with your powders and foundation and not really pay attention to what's already on your face.
So I'm just gonna pick it up just a little bit. And that should be good.
So I think today I'm going to play around with the Jaclyn Hill palette, as I just got it for Christmas, and I think I'm gonna actually play around with my new e.l.f. palette. So I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Mad for Matte in Summer Breeze, and I'm actually going to take the shade right here for my crease shade. So I wanted to try both, but you can't have just one. So I'm just taking all my brushes here and screwing the tops on things so we don't get things messy here. So again, I'm just taking that shadow and I'm just, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take the cream shadow, the first color that you see in this palette, and I'm just going to go over the eyes. Just making sure that we have our coverage, so what we can play with. Now I'm going to take that color and I'm just going to put it into my crease. So as you can see, I'm really just trying to get over that crease and in the crease as well. As you can see, that is that. I'm just adding just a little bit more into it, making sure that I'm buffing it out, spreading it around. So going in with shade again on this eye, just kind of buffing it all out. There we go. So we're just gonna take the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade as well, just to deafen up the crease just a little bit. Very well. I'm very happy how these colors are morphing together. So I'm just blending it all together right now, as you can see. So the next shade I might take in is this shade right here in the palette. I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna take this one in and maybe just put that in the outer V's of my eye. So good. So I'm really just, I'm not blending as much. I'm just packing and blending a little bit once I get to the top of where I'm packing. So as you can see, kind of like a halo eye is kind of going on if I put more here, but I think I'm just gonna go for the smoky eye today because I have another video to film right after this one. So I'm just gonna tap that off a little bit, and then I'm just gonna go in with a circular motion and really blend that out. It looks probably a little bit harsh right now, but once we get some sparkle on our lid, it won't be much of an issue. So again, just packing and blending these shades onto my eyelids. Sorry, probably some eyeshadow got into my eye as I'm just packing, and I'm bringing it up just a little bit because I want that to kind of morph together with the crease shade. I absolutely adore this palette. Did you just see that? I'm an idiot. So as you can see, if you see any little blank areas from where your eye.
So I'm just gonna blend that out, as you can see right there.
I'm just gonna pack some back in there, and I'm just gonna take this crease shade that I took the last time, the like mustard yellow. I think it's actually called Pukey, yeah. And I'm just gonna go back in and sweep that up. That looks amazing. So I'm just going to blend it. I think I'm going to go in with a flat brush. I'm gonna go in with the burgundy shade right here. And I think I'm going to do the under eye, kind of, in my lash line. So really just taking a cranberry shade on your eye. If you have like gray eyes like myself, blue eyes, or even nice green eyes, taking a darker color like this, putting it under your waterline on the lower lash line is super, super pretty. There I go. So then we are going to take some setting spray. I'm just going to take my mini bottle of Fix Plus, and I'm just going to wet the brush just so I can get a nice metallic look. So I'm just dipping into this shade right here. I'll show you guys in a minute. It's going to be that golden shade, I think. It's definitely not creamsicle. Could be queen, maybe. I'm just going to put that shade right on my lid. So as you can see, just going in with that shade again, making it a little bit. I really just put that highlighter shade onto my eyes here, and then I'm really just gonna blend everything together, kind of. Then I'm not going to do liquid liner because I get way too aggressive, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna take this pencil liner from Elle. I'm just gonna line that waterline. My eye is watering. I hate doing my waterline. Whew. My eyes are watering. Oh my god. And I never really have this issue, so I don't know if it's that it's harder, like it's a harder liner. I don't know if that's it or not, but it comes off very beautiful. You can see it and I absolutely adore it. It looks amazing. So now we're actually going to go in with bronze and highlighter because we are almost done. Thank the Lord. So we're actually just gonna go in with Donut and Debutante in this Morphe palette. It is the 8H palette as you've seen in the last video. And I'm just gonna take this brush from BH Cosmetics. It's the 114 brush. And I'm just gonna take that on my cheekbone and blend it out, up and out. Wow, I really love this contour. So I do take contour up on my forehead and my temples, and I really just blend it out. These, I have to say, Morphe, you did an amazing job with these. Like to blend these is a dream to blend for one. For two, Morphe has never really let me down. Like their eyeshadows are amazing. I haven't tried really anything else but this palette, and I'm sorry, but wow, is this palette ever good. And it has 4 tones, so it's awesome for anyone of color as well. It's awesome for people who are lighter, like myself. Like it's just all around so good. And I'm just going to blend that out on my temple. And I'm really just blending it into the hairline. We will go in with more powder. So for nose contour, I barely nose contour. So this is what I do for my nose contour. And that's it. So, yeah.
Do this, and I swear, so we're gonna have to bleep at it. So I'm just taking this and I'm just really making sure everything's blended
and nicely done. We don't want no harshness, so I'm just taking that powder brush and I'm just going in and powdering with what's left on the powder brush. So as you can see, that contour is amazing. So now to go on with the highlight. So today's choice is going to be the Dream Palette by Anastasia. And we are going to go in with the shade Sunshine in this palette. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty because I already used it. It's no biggie. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics. It's the 140 brush. Really make sure I'm getting everything right. Making sure that it is going to be blinding. That is, I love a blinding highlight. So next I just go on the tip of my nose I really like to accentuate that. I'm not really sure why. I find it amazing how some girls can really make a pop of highlight there work. And I'm just gonna go on the bridge of my nose. Not so far down where we put that little pop of highlight, but so far up that it looks nice and it hits the high point of. Okay, and we're just gonna go in. I have to say the fallout in this palette is not the greatest, but it has a lot of fallout. But I love the shimmers in this. Shimmers and the highlights in this palette. They are beautiful. So, after we were done that, we are just going to take eyelash curler and we're just going to curl our lashes. I don't wear fake eyelashes because I find them rather annoying. For some looks, if I really want that, oh my god, like, are those real kind of moments, I will wear them. I just choose not to because I find them, again, rather annoying. So I'm just going to take the Smashbox Superfan mascara and I'm just going to coat my lashes. And my lashes are really long anyways, so I prefer the natural lash anyway. That's what it looks like when I have lashes on. I really like to go over and kind of do like a wiggle formation. Make sure I got all of that. I'm also going to do the same to the next eye. I always notice some eyelashes being longer on this side and some being shorter on this side. It's really quite annoying. And I'm just doing the lower lash line as well. And there we go, that is the lashes. So the fifth and final, well, not the fifth, but the final step in this would be my lips. So I'm just gonna go in with a new shade. I think I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use the one from Bite Beauty. It's the Glass lip liner or lip crayon or whatever you may call it. Get away here. I don't really like to make my Cupid's bow the focal point. I like having that thick bottom lip. And I like just blending it in with my finger. And I just take a finger and I clean it up. You can take your concealer brush and just clean it up.